Crypto mining over the last couple of years has been absolutely dismal. No more Ethereum. Electricity prices are rising and everyone is pretty much spec mining, making no profit until this hopeful bull run hits hard, or they're making, cents on the dollar every single day running huge, big farms, myself included at times. But over the last month in particular, Warthog has really picked up as far as price. Now, I know a lot of you, if you watch my videos back in April, have been mining Warthog. If you've mined and held, congratulations, you've probably made a pretty nice bag. Now, if you mined and got paper hands like myself, you probably sold right at the bottom. So yeah, that was a big L I took on that one. But we have been mining Warthog again for about the last month, and let me tell you, it's been super lucrative, almost more profitable than some of these $10,000 ASICs, that I'm paying way too much for in electricity and that's a whole another story. So today I just want to talk a bit more about Warthog. I'll throw some numbers at you, I'll show you my hardware and profitability as to give you an idea of what to expect as far as profits. We'll have a look at the hash rate, the price, how the price is sustaining the hash rate, which has been really nice, and just talk about, Warthog holistically and see where I think it might be going. So let's get straight into that. But before we do me a solid, hit that like button, consider subscribing, and we'll roll on to the next clip. So first up, let's check out this price. So currently at 94 cents, it's had a little bit of a sell-off, I would say. It's up and down. It seems like every 24 hours it's down 10%, up 10%. I think that's because a lot of people are doing what a lot of you guys are probably planning on doing, and that's taking your profits when you can. But it's also sustaining and kicking back up to these higher levels. So it tells me one thing: people are holding. Not everyone is selling. I've taken some profits, but I'm holding this one. Now, you saw in the intro I was talking about those paper hands that I have. This is back where I sold, somewhere around here. It was a few months prior, but it was around the 12 cents price point. So an absolute I should have held, but you know what? We didn't. We learnt better. It gets hard, right? Like when you're mining for so long and the profits are so low, like, when you see sideways movement, like this for months on end, it's like, all right, I'm just going to take what I got and get out of it. But that little mistake, we'll call it, cost me a fair chunk of change. And let's have a look next at the hash rate. So, back in April was when it first came out, or when I first started mining it and making videos about it. And we can see as the profits dropped off, so did the hash rate. But this nearly 1 terahash of people, including myself, who still mined it, good on you. And like we said, if you held, you did pretty well. And then, this is when things started to get interesting, right? So the hash rate went up and up. I think people knew something that the rest of us didn't, but the price and the hash rate just started climbing. And then we look over the last couple of days, right? Like, we've added nearly 2 terahash over the last day. So it's definitely going up, but this price is sustaining it, right? So I'll show you what I've actually made. We'll quickly go over what my farm is, right? Because it's all good to see the profits, but for those of you who don't know, I'll show you what I'm working with, what hardware I'm working with, so you can get a bit of an idea of, what you've got, versus how much you could expect to make on it. We got a number of different combinations going up. Right at the top here, we've got, this is a 5900X with a 4070, so super efficient. Just some random G-Skill RAM. RAM doesn't really make any difference when it comes to Warthog mining, as long as you've got enough. This is our Sol 3090, I believe. Sorry, 3900X. This has got a 3070 on it. So that's basically maxing out that 3900X. We can't really get any more hash rate out of that. One of our many 5900X with another 3070. These are the B450 M Max Pro motherboards, I think, just with some random RAM on there again. And I should also mention these coolers. These are the Thermalright Assassin V2. So these are about 30 bucks on Amazon. Keep them super cool. 1500 CFM or something like, 66 CFM, 1500 RPM. And this one down the bottom is our 7950X with a 3090 on it. So a real beefcake, we will call that one. Another 5900X with a 3070 gigabyte 3 fan, random PSUs, random RAM, like I said, and of course the Thermalright Assassin V2. So we spoke about that that hash rate, right? That massive hash rate spike, and you can sort of directly see it reflected in the miner payments. You know, every day we're sort of getting less and less and less, right? Which is, you know, that comes with the territory, but the price has gone up, so it has sustained the profitability, you know, fairly nicely. Now I have switched over to another wallet, that's why you don't see these last two here, but I think it's been 27 days since I've been on this wallet, and we can see in Aussie dollars, you know, $513 Australian. Now 300, I have got a little bit more than that. I think it works out to about 390, but you know, let's put that in USD so you can get an idea. 368 USD. So an absolute monster. Now I've paid, I think it worked out to 120 Aussie in electricity over the past month. So, you know, 70 bucks US, right? So making 10 bucks a day also over the last month on these Warthog rigs. And even with that hash rate going up, the price seems to have really sustained it, which is nice. So for those of you who are, you know, maybe looking to get into Warthog mining, I'll leave a bunch of like different links, calculators, things like that. So you can basically check out what hardware you've got and see how much you could potentially be making on it. You know, hashrate.no is a good one, but there are a few other, you know, websites and spreadsheets and things like that that you can look at, which will give you, you know, a bit of a better idea. But you know, I want to talk about why Warthog is saving GPU mining, right? So if you were to take, you know, this hardware that I've got, for example, put it over on hashrate.no and try and compare the numbers, right, as to what you'd be making mining Warthog versus what you'd be making mining, you know, any of the other myriad of coins, they're not even comparable. Now, this isn't the case for every situation, right? Like, you know, some people will say, don't look at the profitability numbers, you know, it's all about what it's worth down the track. But as far as I'm concerned, I would say a majority of people who are, you know, just looking to make some sort of money are planning on selling every day, right? Like not everyone is trying to like, you know, mine something at a loss and then hope it, you know, 100x's in the bull run and does all their research and picks a coin with good utility. So I think if you're looking to make daily profits, Warthog is a really good option, right? You've seen the numbers, it's like 10 bucks a day after electricity or something. Even with a worse electricity rate, you're still going to do pretty good numbers. You know, I don't have the best electricity rate by any means. It's probably somewhere in the middle and I'm making good cash. But, you know, for reference, I'm taking some profits, but I'm holding a good portion of it as well. But if you wanted to stay profitable and just take the money every day, you know, a really good avenue to go through. You know, also consider if you are, you know, if you've got hardware turned off, for instance, right, and you've got CPU farm, but GPU farm, but nothing's profitable, combine them, make some money, hold it, sell whatever you want to do. But, you know, it'll get you back into that sort of feeling good stage with crypto mining because, you know, even in this quote unquote bull run that's apparently starting, you know, GPU mining and CPU mining, it's just a snore fest. You know, and unless you're one of those people who's like, I'm holding this coin for, you know, and mining at a loss and plan on making a 10x, then, you know, good on you. But I don't think most people are there. Something else that makes Warthog a really good option, I think, is the fact that, you know, there's not a super low entry point into it, right? Like you need to have reasonable hardware. You know, most people, you know, who are gamers will have a reasonably good setup to mine Warthog, but not everyone can just go out and, you know, start mining it straight away. For instance, like GPU mining or CPU mining, where, you know, you only need one of each. You know, for Warthog, you need both. So I think it sets that bar just a little bit higher, which I guess makes it a slightly better option, you know, and the hash rate should maintain itself at a reasonable rate. We'll see. Who knows what, you know, is in the future. But the second thing I really like about it is it's ASIC resistant, or should be pretty much ASIC resistant, right? You know, with the hash boards that are coming out, they don't have GPU, CPU type combinations on them yet. If Warthog keeps going the way that it's going, who knows? Somebody might come out and make an ASIC for it. You never know. But I think for as far as we can see, say the next foreseeable future, over the next few months, Warthog should be a really good option. I think people have a ton of confidence in it at the moment. Doesn't seem like there's these huge sell-offs happening. The price is maintaining itself. even while the hash rate is growing. So I think for the foreseeable future, I'm going to stick on it. This is just my 2 cents, guys. Let me know what you guys think of Warthog if you're mining it down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.